What's up, people? It's early in the AM. Early in the AM. About what we got? About 8:45. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen. I just want to share something with you, or maybe we can open it up together. You see, I speak it, and maybe the algorithms will pick it up, or somebody will say, hey, light bulb a little bit. I don't know. A lot of my stuff I say, people don't get it right away, so they'll probably get it later on. You see, when people start putting it together, because they'll know what I've been doing all this damn time. You see, you see what I'm saying, to keep myself alive. You see, because people don't know, they don't know why I have this emergency type thing going on with me, and I have to talk the way I talk. They don't know it, you see, and that's a good thing that they don't know, you see, but at the same time, everything is all in the open. You see, you don't have to look too far. You see, you don't have to look too far. Plus, I'm telling you where I'm at. I'm telling you what's going on. I just want to share something with the peoples a little bit. Imagine yourself, you a slave, and you coming over here to America, right? You're a slave and you coming over here to America, and there's thousands of them, and they call that travel the transatlantic slave transportation, some shit. Listen. I don't like to speak these fucked up ass words. I don't like to talk the way they talk. Listen. I ain't bullshitting you, man. I ain't bullshitting you. I'm not putting that stuff in my head to be paralyzed about some bullshit because somebody drew some motherfucking paintings and things. And because see, listen, I'm a human being, and my common sense, when I look at those paintings, my common sense, that I just shake my head because I know I'm a human being, and I know from that area over to this area, it wouldn't work. I'm just listen. I'm just talking to you. I'm just talking to you. You see what I'm saying? You see, I would rather for brothers like myself, you know what I'm saying, that be brewing for real. Or who went through something, you see, that and you became Israel. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking to these brothers, you see, because they can relate to me. They can relate to people like myself. You see, they don't have to read something, you see, and then try to manifest it and then try to hurt people, you see, because they got things to do in this world. But when you walk past them and just shake their head, not disagreeing with them, but you got things to do, and then all of a sudden you hear something, and you with your child and you with your wife, and they just say some of the most harmful things to you. You see, but these brothers never turn around. They keep on walking with their wife and their children, you see, like they're supposed to do. You see, I'm just saying to you, when these slaves came over here, and you said, or the book said, no, you said from history, that they didn't know how to read. They didn't know how to write. You see, and you put a period right there. You see, you don't go no further than what was written. You see, you're not using your common sense, or sense that should be common. You're not using that, man. You see, why not just relax yourself and know that, and say to yourself, we were the children of Israel. We were part of the elect. You see, we knew who these Europeans were. You see, we knew their language. We helped them to learn their language. You see, you see, we were fluent in many dialects. You see, so when they came and got us from West Africa, according to the records, according to the planted roots and records and all these other type things, you see, and you didn't know how to read, and They had to teach you how to write. You see, write what? Read what? You see, don't just say they didn't know how to read, didn't know how to write. They probably didn't, some of them probably didn't understand the English language, just like those who naturally come from that body where they speak the language. You see, they didn't know how to speak the language of the natives or the indigenous. They didn't know how to read and write either, because they didn't speak the language of those that, you see, whose land they were in or they was trying to conquer. They didn't understand the language. They wasn't like so supreme that they automatically knew how to read these people's signs and symbols and whatever they were doing. You see, what do you mean when you say that we didn't know how to read and write? Where did we come from then? You said we was the elect, so if we were the elect, we had things going down in our generations. So we coming from Jerusalem, you see, traveling all the way to West Africa, you mean to tell me we didn't carry nothing with us? We didn't carry no knowledge, no wisdom, nothing? When they picked us up, we was just some dummies? We didn't share with each other. We didn't know what they were talking about. So what did we know? We didn't know soldierism. We didn't know how to fight. We didn't know how to plan. We didn't know nothing like that when we were over there in West Africa, according to the records. Now, if you came from down below, from the south, and then you merged up to Tamari, you see, a Turtle Island, I can understand it. I can understand it when you said that the people didn't know how to read and write. Because the Caucasians or the Portuguese were brand new people coming to this new land. They were brand new. They didn't know how to read. They didn't know how to write. You see, what I'm saying to you is, why don't you dig deep into the things that you're saying? What's wrong with digging deep into some of the things that you're saying? Because a lot of people like myself, we're down here, we can hear you talking. You see, we can hear you talking, but we come with a lot of shit. So the shit that we're trying to say to you individually or by ourselves, it's going to sound a little bit congested. I'm just saying, take what you probably heard me say and then do some research on your own instead of depending on something that touched the hand of Satan. That's all I'm saying. You see, I can't present myself clean and pure when I see other people that's in the same type of denomination or whatever, and they got the world in a stench. You see, filthy creatures and this antichrist, you see, who's committing genocide everywhere. And we sitting up here strapped with their celebrations and their holidays and everything that they have, we have. You should be shamefaced. You see, you should be ashamed. You see, they got the power. You don't have the power. They call themselves white. You see, you call yourself black. You see, they're supreme. They weren't supreme when Hitler was here, were they? I'm just saying, how did they become supreme now? You see, listen, I'm just talking about the records. I don't know nothing about all that other type of y'all history shit. You see, I'm just talking about what was written. You see, and oh no, what was shown on their eye. You see, to the world. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand this big body. You can hate me. You can talk about me bad. You can do all these things you want to do. But only thing I know is when you're talking about the Most High, there was a father, there was a mother, and there was a son. You see, and everybody on earth came from that blueprint. That's your root right there. Anything else, supernatural, all that other type of shit, nigga, you better let that shit go and realize who you are. How could the people dominate you? How did they become supernatural? What were the things that they didn't study, they didn't conjure, they didn't brood up? You see, what were the things that they didn't, that they put them in some type of supreme power? You see, they had to stay close to you. They had to get near the elect, that you call it. You see, they had to be near supreme beings, that you call it. You see, they had to watch you, see how you move, see how you talk, check out your rhythm, see how you create these quilts and all these beautiful fine cotton clothing and all this. They're watching you. They're learning from you. They're learning from God here in the flatlands. They learning from God. They capture God. You see, the whole body. You see. And tried to become God. You see, I don't know nothing about no little G. I don't know nothing about a little G. I said the word God. You see, that's the word that they use, the G-O-D. I didn't say Yahuwah. I didn't say Yahweh. I'm talking about what they use. You see. What's up, y'all? Gonna get that, Jay. Watch out for Gray right there, boy. Watch out for girl. Watch out for Jay. Watch out for Gray. Boy, you following that blackbird. That blackbird, all right. Listen. Gray is right there, nigga. Y'all tripping, boy. Gray will stun you. He don't have to move. He'll just look at you and stun y'all. I told y'all. Didn't I tell you? I told you, man. They be tripping, boy. But I love them, though. It's a trip, man, how you learn from those beings, man. It's a trip. It's a trip. I'm just saying, man, listen. I always tell the people I don't mean no harm when I'm talking, you see. But I can see something. You know, and you got a lot of people talking about their seers and things. I don't know what that mean inside of these people's heads. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of this stuff that they talking about that they're seeing or they're seers, that's just intuition. A lot of people just have intuition. You see, if you was a seer, you would be a sad motherfucker today. You see, you would be so stuck. You see, in a whole lot of things. Now, I know I don't talk like all these con men and women and all these other type of people, you see, that have these podcasts that you all put on your thing for references and things like that. I'm talking about real shit. You see, you don't get flowers and pillows when you put on that name seer. You don't get flowers and pillows when you put on that name prophet. You don't get no flowers and pillows, niggas. You know, you're not cutie pie. That's how you know these are fakers, liars, pretenders. You see, and when brothers like myself come down and we don't talk like nobody, we supposed to be phony. Or look, you're supposed to be a seer. You're supposed to know. You're supposed to have the mind state of that child. These children know more than you know. These babies know more than you know. You see, you reading something from a book and just say, I'm a prophet, or I'm this and I'm that. Your intuition is just heightened. That's all it is. Where did your intuition come from? Your intuition comes from a woman. You see, you're just hyper intuitive. That's all that shit is. You're not a seer. You're not a prophet. You know? All you rich motherfuckers out here doing well, what they call well, and trying to condemn people like ourselves. You see? And at the same time, you're hollering out Yahweh Shai. At the same time, you're hollering out Yahushua. You see? I'm talking about these real bodies. I don't know nothing about the past. I don't have to go in the past. I'm right here today. You see, I'm just saying the shit that entrapped you and took you away from your presence. You see, you can't even look at the people that's down here with you. You can't even see them. Everything that you read inside of your text, these bodies are here. You see, and they judging you. How are they judging you? They're judging you by being them motherfucking selves and watching you laugh and mock at the creations of God. You see, they're watching you, you see, in pain because of you, suffering because of you. You see, and then they turn around and look and you got the same banner as these devils. You see, same banner as these devils. You see, they know you like the back of their motherfucking hands, niggas. They can smell you when you coming. They know everything that you talking about. They know everything that you talking about. But I tell you what, gaining power like they did. Take your music back. Take your minds back. You see, take your creativities back. You know, matter of fact, get your rhythm back. You see, so you won't have to keep playing this crazy, weird ass music and shit, and got all the ladies and women and shit dancing like Caucasian people and shit inside of you. You know what I'm saying? You know all this shit. You know, with this crazy sounding music. You just want to be like your fathers.